Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we continue our Let's Play of Krastorio 2, where we last episode just got our matter tech cards up and running, and all our singularity labs are chugging along very nicely. They are consuming a small amount of power, but yeah, they will seem to about 700 and something megawatts, so it's not that big of a deal right now, and our science is slowly chugging along. So in today's episode, hopefully we'll get this processing done, and then we can start to set up all the things we need. Might want to go and have a look at our production of IMERSITE powder to make sure that is running as intended. What I'm also looking forward to getting is our advanced furnaces. That is locked behind a few things, but we could probably start to set up some other kind of production. Though this is actually keeping up very nicely. Except in the copper department. It seems our throughput is getting a bit bad. But luckily, I think we can solve that some easy way. What if we just do a quick upgrade of these? I think we have everything in storage for it. Let's just try this, and then we can always fix more of this in the future. There we are. Right there, and the last part here. I'll slowly upgrade. That will make sure that we'll get more copper flown in as soon as all of this is done. Seems we are missing a few things, but they should get crafted as we go. So now that that is sorted, let's look at the next part. Power-wise, good. Do we want to put down more labs? Do we want to put in beacons in between them? I actually think that might be a good idea to do. That makes a ton of sound. So why don't we try and look a bit at beacons? Do we have any being crafted yet? No. So let's just set up some crafting for beacons. I think it'll be a good time to get that up and running, since we are pretty much at the stage where that makes sense. And it seems we're starting to run out of things around the base. Most noticeably green circuits. So our old setup here has finally grinded to a halt, but that's just because we're missing wood. So we might start out with looking a bit at the wood here. Actually didn't imagine that grinding to a halt. A quick solution is pretty much just adding down one more tree production. Can probably just move one over here, just to double what we have so far. So what if we take this and say that is good, place it over here as a somewhat... Oh, we can't do that because we need water in, which is right now going by pipe. Maybe it's about time we look at the upgraded greenhouses then. Because if we look at wood, that is used mostly for electronic circuits as the main thing. That is pretty much what is holding us back. At least until we get to matter. Oh, that could actually be a good idea to go towards. Matter conversion. What about you? Can I change you to the fertilizer one? Can. But we don't have any fertilizers in storage, so that doesn't help us that much. So we can make it quite easily. And then it's all about getting it into these, which we actually can upgrade this one to make with fertilizer. 10 every 30 seconds. This one needs, let's just check, 1 every 60. So maybe just one of them can supply what we need. Let's just try this. What if we get a biolab pretty much blown in here? We'll just have it here on the side for now, just because we don't really have any more than that. So, biolab. Please just place one right here for now. Oh. What's the made in a biolab? Oh, just a normal chemical one. We just need the technology for it. That actually should mean we will be able to just have maybe one here, producing that. And that can supply all we need for these. And we just need 2 things in. Because that gives us 20 every minute. Same speeds, and we have 20 here. So there's actually a 1-to-1 ratio, and that should double our wood production. Let's give that a try. So let's do this. Oh, this one. I'll just take all barrel in. Maybe just right here on the side. We'll just get it right here. You'll output nitric acid into this part, going into one chemical plant, making fertilizer with our requester and a provider. So there we are. Let's just limit you to, I think 1 stack might be enough. And you'll get the nitric acid. I just want 1 barrel here, to be honest. I don't think we need much more than that. And then we'll get 5 at a time. Nitrogen. Where is our nitric? Am I blind? Killer switch. Nitric acid barrel. Let's just get 5 in storage. That should get flown in. Easily produced. Add it to this one. You'll just request some biomass. And then we should have the fertilizer. And then we just need to input it into these. And luckily, with just a little bit of things, that should be quite easy to do. So if we do something like this, that should give us everything we need. We can actually do it here instead. Let's just check. There we are. Quest, and there we are. And if we change all of you to the fertilizer one, let's just test it with this one for now. And request in fertilizer. And say in. That should power these. And that means we can just copy this one down. Hopefully it all fits as intended. Oh, it doesn't on that one. Oh, it doesn't on these either, because I was a bit too quickly when looking at these. So there we are. That should be fine. That should add fertilizers to all of these, doubling our wood production. And let's just do the same down here. Just remove view to make sure this is a bit easier to copy. What do you all do? Oh! You ran out of storage. Did we fill it with barrels? Not that many barrels, should be fine. We just need to add a bit more storage up here. Oh. There we go. That should solve that issue. And now we have a nice amount of this being produced. That can hopefully increase our wood production a bit. Getting us back on track. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Hopefully these belts will be fast enough to handle it. Well, it is a bit more than 1 per second. What is that? 1.33 per second times this. So that should only give us about 13. So that should just fit on one of these belts. So that should be fine. let's just keep it as this. I think they'll be fine, and as soon as things are running, it is good enough. So hopefully our green circuits will catch up in just a little bit, as that is the main thing. If not, we'll just have to make a better setup. Yeah, ton of things going on, but this is the most pressing matter we have right now in terms of wood. Just gonna copy this, to be honest. I want one more to make sure we have enough wood for now. And let's just do our first plan of having it. Let's have you down here for now. And let's go down and set this up. Oh, look at the robots. It's so nice when you just fly in, set it all up. So when we get there, it is pretty much done. And then just need to fly in a bit of water for this to work. So water is going out here, so that means we just have to do one barrel in right there with water, and then we should be good. That works, that works, that works. Water out, and just get a barrel of that. We don't need that much water. Oh well, let's do an entire stack of this, because these actually do consume quite a bit of water. Oh well, they don't. There we go. That should be enough to get all of this kick-started and filled with water. And we can remove that part and get down some, just like that. So let's leave this to start to build up all we need in a nice orderly fashion. So this will slowly build up. Yeah, good. IMERSITE processing is the next thing we're looking at. Let's do that, of course. Remember to mark your things on the map, guys. If you don't, you will be in serious trouble when you have to find it later. How's this going? We're building a surplus. So robots are just flying back and forth here right now to do this. But that should mean we should have unlimited power going forward, as long as these just keep running. So there we are. So as soon as IMERSITE is done, we need to set up 3 processing things. How many beams do we need? We might as well check that now. IMERSITE. So we need to look at the plates. What are they used for? Ton of things that's single use. Antimatter fuel cell. An empty one just needs 8 of them. That's not too bad. Shield generator is needed for the beam. Of course, plate goes into beam, of course. So we need to do an entire production of that. That is quite certain. And it is pretty much just crafted in normal furnaces. Might set up electric ones for now, since we don't have the advanced ones. Just doing an entire production of these. And hopefully we have the things we need. So when we get these, we'll have to get them for the beams, which is used for, it seems, low volume items. What about the gear wheels? That is used for tech things, so that might have to get made somewhere else. Yeah, but firstly we will need to make some smeltery columns for the things we need. This one is limited to 1000. might be good enough. And we can just set up a one here for making the other one. And do we have the furnaces we need? No, we'll have to make some electric ones as well. As it will be a little while before we can go into the next tier. It's also lacking the wood. Should slowly go through again. So let's look at this. These are all filled, making something. Oh, we have a few empty spots that we can use. I know some of them are saved for different things, but what if we make just normal electric furnaces here? Going completely old school. One every 5 seconds. That is fast enough for what I need. And then we can start to set up a bit of things. It also means the beacons we were looking at earlier will be needed over there. So let's set that one up first. Then we'll go down and beacon some of our labs. Or we could beacon our labs first and then do the other thing. Yeah, let's just beacon this. I think that will be best. That makes a bit of noise. Let's give me 10. But no more than 10. Let's see if you can hear me over the sound of this. And ooh, they just perfectly fit in between. What if we just do them like this? Or maybe can we fit in between all of them? Oh, that looks quite good. That was, let's say I had completely planned that. That was always my idea. That means we can do this. Can we just copy you on top? No, we can't. But we can do this to get the robots to do it instead. And get this to increase in power usage. So it uses 42 right now. How much did you use with beacons? 56. When these are delivered. We don't have any storage, that's why. There we go. Let's take these. And then let's see how this affects our power consumption. Could also do it over here, but right now I think this is fine. There we go, 70 megawatts per one. Just actually using less than one steam engine of our fusion reactor. That is actually not that much. But it will increase our research speed, as you can see. It's going way faster now. So that is quite nice. Should probably shift it over to something else, but I'm quite afraid that our things can't handle it. Antimatter reactor. So many things I want to get. Let's just get these to get something done. So that is fine. I'll just have to see what breaks first in our base, because we haven't really scaled it for anything that's gonna require this much. Oh, by the way, I don't need the singularity advanced tech card, so that is something we'll have to wait for before we get that. That's fine. So that makes sense why we have to make a new setup for our furnaces. What I kind of want to do, let's just do this down here. Get some beacons and some furnaces. Is that I kind of want to make a beacon setup. I think that would be the best idea going forward. Just getting a few over here to have them in my inventory. And I'll get rid of these as well. They're just taking up room at the moment, and you can go away. So let's see here. We want you to make the plates. That means we will have to get some inputs. Probably just get robots to throw it all in a nice orderly fashion. So maybe, just maybe, what if we do this? We take this setup. Just with these instead on the side. And then we'll have beacons on both sides of this. How will that look? Also, we always misalign it a bit. Can we then do it on both sides? We can. So something like this, and filling them with productivity modules. Will that give us a nice supply of plates? I think it might be good like this. So let's just try this for now. Request. Will of course have to... Oh wait, we need to power these as well. Oh, they are powered with this one. That means we should be able to move things down quite easily and expand out. And just have all of this set up for the future. Of course, this is going to cost us quite a bit in terms of resources. But that is fine. Let's just get a few more here. It's nice to have a bit more on my person. But also just keep it at 50 at all points. So I can actually put in some of myself. And it'll just craft a few more for us to have. So if we move you to the corner. Let's do one out from each side. No, it's not really necessary. But I do enjoy doing it. Just for the aesthetics. Here and here. Now this is running. That is producing plates. Should we set a limit on this one? I kind of want to have a limit on it. So even though we expand out massively, we'll still have some kind of storage. So let's set you to connect up. Let's just set it at 1000. We have done it so many times before. And I do enjoy not making too much to storage. And just do that. That should give us 1000 storage. That'll increase our production quite a bit. Might skip these two up here. But then again, the only thing it costs is power. And hopefully power is a thing we never have to worry about again. So then we can do that. Let's just make one row, not go completely overboard. Here and maybe just move it down a bit to line it up with what we need. There we are. So this seems quite good. Let's just keep it here for now for the plates. Immersite. Immersion plates? I've probably butchered that so many times already. But what can you do when you're not good at pronouncing things? Let's just get that. That should give us all the plate we need in the world. And the rest will slowly get filled in as we make it. So the next thing we're looking at, we're doing this one, we have both energy control units. And we have the IMERSITE plates. And this one requires, oh, this is where we need the gears, and we need lithium sulfide battery as well. So that might actually be two things we'll have to look at going forward. So should we just set up a gear production? Because that was needed for the tech cards, but was the only thing they were needed for. At least in high volume. So then I might want to make one production in each cell that's making these. Because it only needs 20 every, what is that, 6.6 seconds? And how fast are you making these? You're making 2 per second at crafting speed 1. Unless we get some that's a lot faster. So we need 20 in 6 seconds. That means we need about 3 per second. I see 3 a second. This one makes 2 a second. So if you need more than or less than one of these, we'll have to go to advanced assembler or some of these with speed on them. To have it running at a 1-to-1 speed. One quantum lab. Because I don't want an entire thing for that. So you could do 2 per quantum lab, so we have some to use different places in the base as well. that might not be a bad idea. What if we just go down here and set that up in this little corner? We can always move it a bit. But yeah, let's try and set it up here. I know, as always, my base don't really win any awards in terms of beauty, but it is working, and that is always one of the main things I'm looking for. Oh, the powder is not keeping up anymore. That is quite interesting. Thought that would keep up. But this is too slow right now. Do you take productivity? You do. Did I make any room for beacons? That is actually the one thing I want to check out. Nope. This is exactly the size where beacons can't fit in. So you could move it back one to get beacons in between. And maybe move them a bit closer together. I can't remember why we spaced them out this much. Let's just make some more powder next to this one, just so we have what we need. I think that would be the best. We'll have this input here. For now, at least. We'll just start you the same row, or maybe just 1, 2 up, maybe. What if you start it? Oh, that's just right there. Get these filled in. Can I fit 5 in? Oh, there's something going through this one. That's a bit annoying. Kind of want that to be transported by robot instead. Because that is actually interfering a bit with my things. So please request. It is coal we have here, isn't it? Charcoal. Please request a coke, sorry, that's what it's called. With an output this way. It means I can clear out this entire thing. Yeah, good. And here, and clear out this one. Doing a bit of cleaning in the base is always nice. There we are. And we can always expand this one out as well if we need more at some point going forward. But I think right now it's looking good. So we're looking at this one. We'll want beacons as well in between here. We just need a small amount of room for it to go out. So let's say we do this. I don't think we can fit any more than this in. We'll have a little chest over here. Maybe just one right here at the end. Or we can just output it directly into what's it called? A chest. With the input limited depending on how much we have. That might actually be a better solution. So what if we do this? That should actually be able to fit in a lot more then. And we'll be able to do beacons on... Well, one side is actually fine. Because I want to kinda not waste our beacons too much. So if we do this... How many can touch them? Or they can get quite fast, these, I think. So if we do that in between this output on the backside into active providers, how would that look for a setup? We'll just line you up right here somewhere. So we can do you right here as well to have one row of beacon double powering these. And taking you, it's adding you in at the same spot. Right there. Could probably fit in a bit more in one of these cells, but I kind of want to try this right now. That's become the thing I want to do. That is flowing in. This one is limited to less than 1,000. Oh wait, the power, can we fit that in? Let's not make a mistake with the power again. It's something I do quite often. Because then we can just do power here and power here maybe. Or maybe move one to the side here so you can hook up. Maybe right there. And here. Do the same on the opposite side just to make it look a small amount of symmetrical. And then we'll have to change all of these to go in at the corner, as I want to have them at the same spot. I think that'll look a bit better. So split, split, split. And you can go straight down then, in right here. So there, there. Let's take some red belts instead. I know we have those in storage. 5. Go this way, please. That's gonna fill up all of this. We'll do the same up here. And just add in 1, 2, 4, 5 and splitters. And please go this way. That way we should produce a bit more than we had before. We just need the output into a chest. Oh, now this is going to give us a bit of a problem. Should probably have moved back 1, because if we want loaders out, we'll need double loaders for it. So can we just do this? And we move you back 1 to here instead. I think that'll give us the room we need to hook this up correctly. And we can move you up here as well. And active providers. Let's do it maybe here instead. That looks somewhat symmetrical, and that should give us a lot more output, which is what I'm looking for. And belt, 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 belt. And take these here. Right. There, there, there. And here, I think. Why are you... Oh, why are you not running? Oh, there was some sand stuck. That's always something you have to remember to check. That looks good. So now all these are running. And should be producing a lot more of what we need. Duty productivity. Should we add productivity though? It costs power, but gives us more resources. We can try and do one fully productivity just to see how it goes. Here is some speed for you. And you'll just go until we have, instead of 1, let's just say 2000. So the other one only works if this is less than that. Maybe get 1 storage just down for the powder, so the robots don't have to travel that far with it. So right there, getting the powder in this one. I think that should be fine. So there we are. That is pretty much the setup for our powder. I I think... Oh wait, we have one right there. Never mind. That should make sure that we have some all the time. And things are working. We also just got a tech card done. And that means that most of this should be set up in a way that I wanted. Hold on. Look at that. Very good. That means that I think we'll end the episode here. I think it's been a rather successful one. We can actually give this productivity if we want to. Whoa! I forgot to limit a chest here. Oh well, did I think I want to just clear this one out? That was why I did this. Oh well. We'll just leave it here for now. Whoops. That's a lot of IMERSITE. Or what it's called. Can I pronounce it correctly before we end? IMERSITE. IMERSITE. Seems right. So yeah, I'll end the episode here. We got quite a lot done. We are making plates. They are already backed up, as we would like to see. And that means we should have plates we need for going forward for making advanced tech cards, which we'll probably do next episode. So we can start to get to the matter conversion. Don't know if this is a one-to-one, but it probably requires some kind of matter plant and matter assembler. And those probably have a resource cost to them. You have them here. How much do they cost? Oh, that's not too bad. But yeah, there's a small amount of loss when doing matter conversion. But that is something we'll look at in the future episodes. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you will leave a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And with that out the way, I will see you in the next episode. Bye guys.